Golden Explorers, welcome back for another week of Art with Julie. At least that's a name until we think of a better name. So remember, comment below if you haven't already on a cool video name for this art show. So I hope you enjoyed making magazine bowls last week. I really enjoyed it. And this week we're going to be making bags out of old t-shirts. So another kind of a recycle activity. And I'll walk you through the steps you need, but just so you know, you can use any t-shirt that you don't want to wear anymore because we are going to be cutting it up. And then, yeah, in the next clip, I'll walk you through all the materials you need and all the steps. All right, so first we're going to get our materials. So you need a t-shirt, an old t-shirt, one that you don't use. You're going to need scissors. You can use child scissors too. You're going to need a marker if you want. I used the marker so I could show you where I was going to cut, but if you feel like you can do the cuts without the marker, then you don't need one. So I'm first going to just you're going to draw kind of a line along where the seam of the sleeve meets the shirt. I brought it in a little bit because I wanted thinner straps for my bag, but you could do it right on the seam if you wanted. And then you're going to kind of make a U shape in the middle, kind of under where the collar is. So that's going to be like the opening of the bag. And I made mine pretty deep. But you want your straps big enough that you can put your arms through comfortably. So you want to make sure it's a little deep. And then you're just going to make some lines on the bottom of the shirt. These we're going to cut so that there's one strap in the front and one strap in the back. And then you are going to grab your scissors and you're just going to make the cuts and make sure that the back of the shirt is lined up with the front of the shirt so that when you're cutting, see how I'm cutting right here? I'm cutting a strip in the front and the back and they're lined up with each other. Just be careful with the scissors at this point. And I made mine pretty short, but you can make yours longer if you want. If you want longer tassels at the bottom of the bag, it's kind of whatever you prefer. I always make shorter cuts first and then come back and make them longer if I feel like they are too long. Now the thing with this is these ties are pretty large, so when we do end up tying these, your bag may have some little gaps in between them. So this bag is not a great bag for little tiny stuff, but for big stuff like books and sunglasses and clothes or a towel or a bathing suit or flip-flops or any of those things, this bag is perfect for it. Even really light groceries, because you can use recycled bags at the grocery store. All right, so I'm on my last cut. And then I'm just going to cut the ends too, because see how it's kind of looped? So I'm cutting it so I have a strip there to tie. And then the other side is super tiny, but I'm also going to cut there. So there's a little strip to tie. And then I'm just going to readjust so you guys can see better. And then you just start tying. So just if you were tying a shoe, so you go once, so you're double knotting it essentially because you do not want this little knot to slip out when you have a bunch of stuff in your bag. And I just went to the next one. And you just want to keep them lined up. Sometimes it's really easy to mix up which ones you're tying, so just make sure it's the next ones because you don't want to miss one and then you'll have a really big hole. But the good thing is you can always go back and retie it or tie that tie to a different one. So you're just going, and you want it to be tight because you want it to kind of scrunch at the bottom to make it look like a bag. And you're going to keep tying. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see the ties a little better. It's hard to see when you're so far away. Oops, got to focus it. My camera's up really high on a tripod, so I have to reach really far to... There we go. All right. So then you're just going to keep going. And my cuts are very uneven, but it doesn't really make a difference once you start tying them because they just become cute little tassels and they don't, you don't actually really see the cuts on the, for the strings or straps or tassels, I guess. Alright, and so now I have finished all my little tassels. I'm just going through and untucking them a little bit, making sure they're all there and all tied. And then I'm going to flip the shirt because now it's time to cut the straps. So, like I said, I drew the lines so that you could see where you're cutting. And I'm a very sloppy t-shirt cutter because it's hard to cut fabric sometimes. So my lines are not very pretty, but you'll see in the end that those lines don't really matter all too much. And I think I used a washable marker so I could wash my bag. Oh yeah, this bag is washable. Pretty awesome. So I'm just going to cut that. And then I'm going to do the little side sleeves. Or straps. I guess they are not sleeves anymore. So just cutting it. Fun fact, actually, I tie-dyed this old t-shirt right here with blueberries. So, like, not with actual tie-dye. I, like, tie-dyed it with blueberries. Isn't that crazy? It's actually pretty cool. Apparently, you can do a lot of tie-dye with fruit and vegetables, and you get really cool colors. Alright, so finishing my second strap. That was a really messy cut right there. Alright, so I'm going to get that off. And then just going to move it a little bit, but I am going to try to stretch the straps. Kind of, they'll stretch out as you use it, because if you put something heavy in there, it's going to pull on those straps. But I just wanted them to look more like straps instead of like a tank top kind of look. I'm going to pull them and make sure it's all spread out. And there you have it. You have a little bag. Alright, Captains and Explorers, I hope you enjoyed making this cool bag. I was gonna just model mine really quick for you. So, got a little side thing, you can kind of see, I'll stand on my tippy toes. Got my little fringes on the bottom. And you can, if you want your straps to be longer, you can pull it down even further than you pulled it before. It'll stretch out, but great for sunglasses, or a book, or anything you need for any adventure. So, I hope you enjoyed making this, and I look forward to a video next week. Bye!